Greetings and welcome. My name is Jake Rayson. I'm a forest gardener and a forest garden designer, and this is a little bit of a 2-minute live stream. I forgot to mention when I was doing my last bit about the garden design. I went to a talk a couple of years ago, maybe more now, at the Botanic Garden Wales, and I had this really good series of free talks on in the winter time, and there was one of the horticulturists there, Carly Green, gave a talk, and it was about wildflowers in California, and this is before I started getting into wildflowers, and it was really interesting, and like a really good talk as well, and it kind of stuck with me. Anyway, I got in touch with her recently about the Garden Wild project that I'm setting up. Well, that is setting up, that I am doing, which is taking a bit of time to get up and running. And this is the taking photographs of wildflowers in an ornamental setting, and then creating a kind of online gallery of a lot of different combinations and stuff. Didn't get the funding from the Scott Foundation, but we'll try again. Anyway, I found out she's setting up, which is kind of quite fortuitous. She's setting up a native wildflower nursery. So she's working part-time, I think, now, but she's set one up, and it's called Gaining Ground Nursery. Let me see if I can zoom in. Oh, where my keys gone? There we go. So Gaining Ground Nursery, and starting to do the nursery thing next year. So that's just really interesting. But I have just had a quick look. She very kindly said she'd have a look at some planting plans, for some advice for the planting plans for the wildflowers that I'm doing, which would be brilliant, because I know, it's not really, I don't know enough. Anyway, but what I love on Instagram, I'm not really a big fan of Instagram, mostly because it's owned by Facebook, but is that she does these posts, and then they'll talk about this is common oregano with a small scabious, both native plants, so they're brilliant, and it's just like, and then she'll give some detail about them. So this is exactly the kind of thing that I want to do with the Garden Wild project. So you can actually see combinations of plants working together in a bed. And another really nice one, which I'd read about, funnily enough, I've got a Richard Mabey book up there, Flora Botanica, I think it's in that one, and it's the Bath asparagus, which is a native. I wasn't sure, but there we go. Yeah, so and talked about that, and that's just like, oh wow, I looked that up, and I'd heard about it, but I'd heard about it only from a foraging point of view, not from an ornamental gardening point of view. So I'm really like, clock that one. So this is what I think is really nice. It'll happen more and more, and it's getting the knowledge out there about wildflowers and about native plants and foraging and edible stuff as well. So this is actually harvested at one stage as an alternative to asparagus. So really exciting. So that is Carly Green, and that's Gaining Ground Nursery on Instagram. There we go. Live stream tomorrow, 10 o'clock. We'll be talking about measuring up forest gardens. Cheers then. Bye.